That's Cleveland. Let me just say 43. So y'all know what I'm talking about. 43, 18 and 19.
Amen.
Isaiah 43, 18 and 19. And you guys know going forward, we want you to stand if you can. If you can't, we understand, but if you can, you ought to stand. If you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. Remember ye not the former things, neither consider the things of old. Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall ye not know it? I will even make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. I want to talk to you very briefly from God is doing a new thing in 2019.
Amen.
God is doing a new thing in 2019. Actually, you can translate the verse. It pretty much says, forget not the former things, do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing now. It springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the desert and the streams in the wasteland. If you know anything about this writing from the prophet Isaiah, you know they're writing at a very bleak and a very dark time in their history. The children of Israel are now in captivity. God hath placed them in a place of punishment, a place of sitting still so that they can learn to respect and honor the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. Some of you right now, God got into captivity. He ain't got you out on 69 in the jail cell. He ain't got you in rehab, but he got you in a holding place. A place where he's shaving off some of that stuff, some of that old stuff. Not so that he can disqualify you or that he don't want to use you anymore. He just got to sharpen you up a little bit in order to keep you moving in the right track. Not because you've been so bad or been so good. This is just God's way of tuning you up. See, when you come to God and you come to Jesus, you get a new radio station added to your life. See, before you became a saved, sanctified person, you only had one station. It played the same tune over and over and over again. All you did was listen to the same tune yourself over and over and over again. But once you got saved, once you got born again, God added a new station. And if you're going to do a new thing, then you got to turn into a new station. You're going to have to learn how to tune in to what God is doing. Tune into the new station and tune out all that old foolishness, all that old noise. Because it's just like people. Whenever you try to get out, they try to pull you right back in. And if you keep on listening to that same old tune over and over and over again, guess what? You're going to do the same thing over and over again. And what's the definition of being crazy or insanity? It's doing the same thing and expecting, y'all know what I'm talking about, and expecting a different result. Amen? So he's looking at them and he's saying to them, I want to do a new thing with you. But in order for me to do a new thing for you, we've got to begin to change your focus. See, your focus has got to go from you to somebody else. It's got to go from a singular to a plural. You in a family now. You got somebody that's got your back now. But it can't be one way. We can't just have your back and you don't have our back. We can't show up for you and you don't show up for us. Lord, I got you in here now. You ain't going nowhere. Block your doors up. I don't know when the next time I'm going to see you. So God wanted to bless them, but the first step in him blessing them is that they had to embrace the new thing that God wanted to do in their life. And I'm telling you the same thing today. The first thing that you're going to have to do is you're going to have to change your focus. You got to change it. You got to quit looking behind and you got to start looking ahead. Too many of us, we're rear view mirror drivers. You know the rear view mirror is not designed for you to look at it all the time. A rear view mirror is for you to take a quick glance. Look at what's behind you and then you got to look through the windshield. Because if you're constantly looking behind you, constantly in the rearview mirror about what could have been, what should have been, then you're going to get in an accident because you're not paying attention to what God's got going on in front of you. And I keep telling you over and over again, part of changing your focus is changing those people you running with. Why would you want to run with folk that ain't trying to help you, that ain't trying to sharpen you up, but they trying to distract you, trying to put you back where you used to be? You know why? Because they want to control you.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
Because as long as you growing, as long as you getting the word, then they don't have a demonic stronghold over your mind no more. But if they can isolate you, get you away from the word, get you away from the Christians, get you back in that old space, they know demonically they can turn you back into the old. You're going to have to determine this year that I ain't looking back no more. Because you can't do nothing about what happened behind you. You can't do nothing about the folk you cussed out. You can't do nothing about the money you stole. God is extending a hand of hope.
Yes.
That's what he's doing. Look what he says. He says, you must forget the former things. You can't depend upon your past victories. They're not going to sustain you. See, too many of us is holding on to what we was victorious on in the past. Same old songs, same old way of thinking, same old food, same old going to the same old places. You know what happens when you do that? You get bored. And I said it last week and I'm going to say it again today. Some of you are not good or bad, you bored. And the reason why you get into so much trouble is because you ain't got nothing to do. And the reason why you ain't got nothing to do is because you don't know what your purpose is. And if you don't know what your purpose is, then you start being a busybody, and then somebody's going to use you to help them get their purpose done. But when you know what your purpose is, it defines your outline. It defines the people you hang out with. It defines how you look. It defines what you drive. It defines what you listen to. Because if you're going straight, ain't no need of running with crooked.
All right.
Lord have mercy. Let me say it to you in the 2018-19 way so you know what I'm talking about. Ain't no need of going to the bar to hear the piano player play. You go to the bar, you go to drink. So if you're trying to be with God, then you need to go where God is going. Ain't nothing worse than serving God where it used to be. See, the children of Israel, they had many victories in the past, and they were hanging their hats on it. You know the victories? They left Egypt successfully. They beat up their conquerors, people that were trying to get them. The Lord took 20 and 30 people and defeated multitudes of people.
That's right.
God split their country in half, and then they gave them Solomon, who was a great. So they had a great past. They had a great past of victories. But now they're in captivity. Now they're on punishment, and they're missing what they used to have in God. And ain't that just how a lot of us are? God has blessed you, God gives you things, then you walk away from it, walk away from the blessing of God, and now you're sitting around wanting what God already had gave you because you left. A whole lot of women wish they had their husbands back. A whole lot of men wish they wouldn't have walked away from their family. A whole lot of people wish they could listen to grandma and big mama and them. Now they sitting in jail wanting that old cornbread and all that good food they used to get. Because baby, you get German Shepherd and gravy when you go to jail. Wishing for the things that God had already done in their life. So now they're in captivity and they need a new miracle. They need a new work from God. They needed a new victory in their lives, and in order for that to happen, they had to stay focused. So the question is not what has God done. The question is what is God doing? And more importantly, what is God doing in your life right now? Can't worry about what you didn't do. Can't worry about what you didn't have. You got to think about in terms of what is God doing in my life right now, and what does God want me to be about going forward? And in order to do that, you're going to have what we call tunnel vision. You can't allow the naysayers and the people who knew you back when to keep telling you and reminding you of your past. Yeah, you smoked it. Yeah, you drank it. Yeah, you said it. Yeah, you went. But the Bible says, let the redeemed of the Lord say so. Yeah, I drunk it. So. Yeah, I used to do that. Yeah, so. Yeah, I used to cut. So. Because the truth be told, you did too. And if God can touch you and God can change you, then why can't you do it for me? But you got to have a focus. You got to have a focus. Now, secondly, in order to move on to the new things in Christ, You cannot allow your past failures to possess you. You cannot dwell on the past. You cannot have anything demonically holding you back. Because that's all it is, baby, is the devil. That's all it is, because the devil only comes to do a few things. He comes to kill, he comes to steal, and he comes to destroy. You got somebody in your life that's tearing up everything you trying to do, stealing out your purse and taking everything you trying to build, then telling you he gonna kill himself and kill you. Baby, you dealing with the devil.
Amen.
You're gonna have to decide, can you win this fight? Well, there's been many before you that tried to beat the devil, and they couldn't win. Because the Bible never told you to fight the devil. The Bible says resist the devil. Just what Nike tell you, just tell him no. Just tell him no. If you tell him no enough, it's just like a bad boyfriend. If you tell him no long enough, they're going to sleep. They're going to leave. If you learn how to say no sometimes, you got to learn how to say no to them and no to yourself sometimes. Just because you can do it and pay for it don't mean y'all to.
Amen.
Y'all quiet here. That's all right. I knew I wasn't going to get too many amen. But I don't preach for amens. I preach for change. I preach for transformation. Because you may say amen and be like, oh, I can't stand him. I can't worry about all that. Because if you like me, I don't want to hear the truth about me unless I'm telling it to myself. But baby, you shouldn't have came today because I got you. You got to change your focus. You cannot allow those past failures to control you. The children of Israel, they had failed miserably. Time after time after time. God gave them the temple, and they gave him idol worship. God gave them the truth, and they lived and proclaimed the lie. God gave them his commandments, and they lived like they were just suggestions. And I come to tell you today that those 12, those 10, well, actually 12, are not the great suggestions.
All right.
They are called commandments for a reason. And even though they're under the old covenant, if you put that stuff in practice, it'll help you because it's principles. Right? Don't steal. Don't kill. Don't sleep with somebody that ain't your wife. It'll all protect you. It's just common sense. And a lot of the stuff we trip over is stuff we know we shouldn't be doing. Places we know we shouldn't be hanging at. People we know we shouldn't be listening to. So you can't say it's God. You got to always point the finger back at you because God made you a free moral agent. And if you're a free moral agent, that means you have the power to choose. And if you have the power to choose where you are today, who you with, what you have, is all a product of your.
Amen.
It's ultimately your choice. And I keep telling you over and over again, you don't like your life changing.
That's right.
You don't like what's going on around you, then change it around you. You don't like the atmosphere, then get out of the atmosphere. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Lord, have mercy. So you got to first change your focus. Quit looking behind. Start looking ahead. Secondly, you got to clarify your focus. You got to discover what God wants for you. Not what you want. Because we all know what we want. We all want to be millionaires and lay up and do that. Lord, if I just had enough money. Well, he's giving you money. If you calculated the amount of money
That's right.
I can walk in your house and open your refrigerator and cut on your TV. I can tell you what you're spending your money on. I can look at your playlist and tell what you're spending your money on because I can tell by the music that you listen to, the TV shows you watch, the stuff that you consume in your body. I don't even need to talk to you. I can just look at that and tell what's going on. That's why when God stands at the door and knock, you won't answer. Because you're scared he's going to go in that medicine cabinet and see all the pills and stuff you got in there. You're scared he's going to go in that refrigerator and see all the cases that you got in there. You're scared he's going to look up under your bed and see all them magazines. Oh! But y'all know I'm telling the truth. Because in order to go with God, you got to change what you do.
That's right.
And it starts with your conversation. And your conversation won't change if your mind won't change.
Right.
But listen, you got to decide to be with God.
That's right.
God is not coming to just pick you up. You got to make a choice just like in 2019. If you want to be happy, you got to decide to be happy. If you want to be prosperous, you got to decide to be prosperous. If you want different for your life, then you have got to make a decision. And once you make a decision and you really stand on it, guess what we call it? A breakthrough. Because all a breakthrough breakthrough is that you make a decision in a moment of time saying, I ain't taking this no more. I'm not doing this no more. And we've all seen it happen. That woman who keep getting beat upside her head, at some point in an emergency room, she make a decision that this Negro ain't hitting me no more. Right? I ain't putting myself in this position no more. But I'm telling you that you need to get a handle on that before it get that far. Because once you decide what God wants for you, it's going to push you where you need to be. But you can't just lollygag around wondering about it. You got to sit down and lock in on it. You got to write some goals down. You got to figure out in 2020, where do I want to be? You got 12 months to get it done. You talking about, I ain't got time. I ain't got time. Man, it's 16,880 hours in a week. You don't have enough time? You don't want to make the time to do what you need to do. Because it takes discipline to do the right thing. And anybody can live any old kind of way. It doesn't take much effort to be average is all I'm saying. You got to clarify your focus. Listen, if you just wake up in the morning, you can be average.
That's right.
The average person is average. So if you just committed to doing a little bit more, you will be better than average. Now imagine if you committed to being phenomenal. To being excellent, not for everybody around you, but being excellent in God. Stop dumbing down your gift, dumbing down who you are so you can fit in with folk. You don't need to fit in with people. You with God. God never fit in, He fit out. You don't need nobody's cosign to be you. You don't need nobody's cosign to walk in the blessing. You don't need nobody to high five you to do what you're supposed to do. You're grown now. And if you're going to be grown and say I'm grown, then there's certain things that grown folks do that folk that's not grown don't do. Children don't have to take care of themselves. Grown folks take care of them. Children don't have to make choices. Grown folks make it for them. So you got to ask yourself today, am I grown or am I just saying I'm grown? Because baby, just because you're the age of a grown person doesn't mean you're grown. Grown is when you start to take responsibility for what God has put on your plate. And that means even accepting when you wrong. Even accepting when you didn't do it right. Because listen, you're not going to get it right all the time. Sometimes you just going to fall right on your face. But a grown person don't say, oh, I wouldn't have fell on my face if you wouldn't have been sitting there. No, they take responsibility for it. And they get up, bust their face, bust their lip, and they go on and try it again. It's just, you know how it is when you rode a bike for the first time. You didn't know how to ride no bike. You fell all in the ground, all in the grass, bust your face, and you cried for a minute, but guess what you did? Got back on, right? Got back on it until you knew how to do it. And that's what God is saying life is. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. Life goes up, life goes down. Life goes up, life goes down. But guess what? It ain't just like that for you. It's like that for everybody. Everybody's got to clarify their focus at some point. And as you live through each segment of your life, because you know you got your birth date and you got your death date, and then you got that little dash in the middle. And in that little dash in the middle is whatever you make of your life, what you're going to present to God. And do you know how many dreams, how many people are in the cemetery with their gift and their purpose inside of them? It never came out. See, God put us here to better the earth. He put us here to better the world. And so many people get caught up in bettering themselves that they never understand. I'm here to be a baby Jesus wherever I'm at. And in order to be a baby Jesus, I got to be disciplined. I got to be committed enough so that folk can look at my life and they won't see trifling. Because at some point, it's just trifling. At some point, it's just you not wanting to do it. God done gave you the brains. He done gave you the ability. He done gave you the people to help you. Sometimes you just got to say, I'm being trifling and stop being trifling.
Amen.
Yeah, I'm going out the back door.
That's right.
I'm going out the back today. I ain't worried. I'm just saying what I'm saying. Because it's 2019. And usually, the way you start something is the way it's going to end up. My daddy used to say that all the time. Don't start nothing the way you don't want it to end. Because once you start it that way, once you present it that way, folk expecting that out of you all the time. And if it's one thing I cannot stand is meeting people every time I meet them.
That's right.
You either you or you're not. Every time I meet you, you somebody else. Hair different color. You taller, hair longer, eyes longer, you got on more try. Who are you? But I've come to discover I've come to discover that most people change themselves because they don't want to be what God wants them to be. Don't you know it's more people that work harder on their job than they do on themselves? When the last time have you taken an inventory of yourself? You inventory everybody else. When have you taken an inventory and said, okay, I don't need this no more. This language doesn't work anymore. This music doesn't work anymore. This ain't gonna work for me no more. It is amazing to me that I can go into school and I can hear rap music where these boys cussing out of their tongue crazy, but then they can't pray. God gonna come and deal with that. That doesn't make any sense. When has there ever been a time where they won't teach us to be security guards? I can't just bring my book bag, I gotta bring my gun too. You know where that comes from? A lack of clarity, a lack of focus, and so folk start thinking to their own selves, being their own God, and so they start to be judge and executioner over other people's lives, and they have no heaven or hell to put people in. Who told you a whole church, a whole school deserved to die because you mad today? I get mad every day. You know how many folks be dead if I was just randomly gonna kill folks? So that's a change of focus. It's a clarity of focus of saying, I am a good person because I believe in God, and God was a good person. And that's how we got to be, y'all. God says, I want to do something new with you, but I can't do nothing new if you keep hanging on the old. And you can't be scared to stick your foot in the water. Because most people don't change their focus or clarify their focus because they're scared. See, because in order to go by faith, you got to do something you ain't never done before. You got to go places you ain't never went before. You got to try something you ain't never tried before. But guess what? If you ever can come out of that box, you will be amazed at what God has put inside of you. If you ever can get out of that being scared box, you will be amazed at what God put in your mind, what God put in your heart. You'll be amazed at the stuff you can do if you just stop being scared and step on out there. That's what Peter said. Peter seen Jesus out on that water. He said, I want to do that. And he said, can I come, Lord Savior? Come on. And he was doing it too. Defying odds. Nobody had never walked on water before, but he out there. He doing it, moonwalking. Until what? He started and he went back and he started thinking about his old self. I'm just Peter. What I'm doing out here on the water? The minute he went back, he started thinking that old stuff, them old thoughts, them old habits. Guess what started to happen? And Jesus went over there and picked him up. He said, when did you doubt? Because the doubters were proved it. How do I know? Because you started sinking right at the point that you started doubting that God couldn't do it. All I'm trying to say is in clarifying your focus, God done brought you this far. What make you think He's going to leave you now? Let me give you a hope shot. Let me give you this hope shot. If God seems far away, who moved? Because God didn't move. So if God is far away, all God is saying, that's what repentance is. Repentance is, let me turn around and go on back up to the highest point of where I stepped down from. Because in order to sin, baby, you got to step down. And God says, once you done step down, you got to turn around and go on back up. That's what repent means. Re comes from the word rewind. It means to do it over and over and over again. Penthouse comes from the word penta, which means your highest point. God says you step down, now you got to step back up. Final point. Not only do you got to change your focus and clarify your focus, but once God has told you what He wants you to do, once God has put it in your heart where He wants you to go, then you got to commit yourself to His way.
That's right. Amen.
See, this is where the separation of people come in. Some people have changed their focus. They changed their thinking. They changed their mind. Some people have clarified their focus. They know what they're supposed to be about. They know what they're supposed to do, but they're not committed enough to wait for the change. They ain't committed enough to stay the course. Not committed enough to allow God to do a new thing in your life. So when it don't happen on your timetable, when it don't happen when you want it to happen, even though you never initiated it, God did. Now you want it on your time frame, and the minute it don't happen, then you like, I'm going back to do what I used to do. Well, how that's working out for you? Because the reason why you needed to change is because it wasn't working out for you. And then let me let you know this before I get ready to get out of here. Ain't no such thing as going backwards anyway. That's an illusion. There's no such thing as back. Because when you turn around, everything will change.
That's right.
You hear people say that all the time. I'm going back to my old woman. Well, your old woman is a new woman and she got a new man. So you can show up there if you want to. I'm talking about baby, I'm back. You're like, who back? Who is that at the door? And we think that because we think people waiting on us. Nobody's waiting on you. Time does not stop for nobody. The baddest thing outside of God is time. It's undefeated. You can't beat it. It don't matter how many vitamins you take. Man that made vitamins, been dead. No matter how much cough medicine you take, eventually you're going to get a cold. No matter how much copay you got. Copay means you can just keep coming back. And the doctor going to keep giving you pill after pill. I'll tell you not to come. I ain't never heard a doctor say, don't come back. Don't come back. Anybody say, he look at your insurance, he like, well, she done been back from my pocket. Come on, you come back. I need to come back 9 times this week. So you're going to have to commit. And committing means discipline. It means sitting down and letting God teach you something. It means stop making so much noise. Stop being so crazy. Stop thinking everybody wants you dead. Because if they wanted you dead, baby, you ain't hard to find. You're driving in a drop top. You ain't hard to get. But you got to learn to sit down and allow God to minister to you.
That's right.
That means,
Amen.
committing means, it means getting out some of the distractions.
Yes.
Judge Joe Brown, you have to cut him down.
Yes.
That music, you have to cut that music down. And you're going to have to go before God and be honest and say, this is what I have left, Lord. I know I ain't been everything that you wanted me to do. And I certainly ain't did everything you wanted me to do. But here I come humbly before you, Lord. Asking for your forgiveness. Asking for your clarity. Asking for your change. Lord, make me new. And don't worry about everybody else. Just worry about you. Just worry about you. Don't worry if everybody else ain't changing around you. If you getting better and they getting worse, baby, then hey, God bless you. Because you can't save folk and yourself at the same time. You got to get yourself together first. And then once you get yourself together, then you can reach back and help somebody else. But it comes with change of focus. It comes with clarity of focus. And then it comes with committing yourself to God. Can't do the same old thing in 2019. Let God do a new thing for you. And that means letting go. I know it's scary. I know it is. Because when I had to step out on God, it was scary. And you know why? Because the only thing I knew was what I knew. You know, only thing I knew was a bunch of lies. And sometimes when you take a folk lie away from them, they'll fight you to the death. Because a lie is the only truth that I had. Until God started showing me, you living a lie. And guess what? When I stepped on out there, he went right with me. He went right with me. I thought I was drowning. He like, you can't drown. I own the pool. I'm an expert swimmer. Matter of fact, I created water. Just keep on going. I know it feels like you're drowning, but God said just keep on going. Because all of us know that it gets better on the other side. It gets better. Trust me, it gets better on the other side. Don't let folks stop you, because if they stop you, you just stop. You ever seen a broke down car on the side of the freeway? Nobody attending to it. They didn't put them orange stickers all on it. That means that somebody has said, I ain't getting back in this car. And they've just walked away. And that's how some folks are on the road of life. They just done pulled over and they done. I ain't living no more. I don't care what's going on with me no more. I ain't getting dressed no more. I ain't going to hairdresser no more. I ain't going to barber shop no more. And they look like they on the side of the road. But here's the scary thing about that. Go on over there messing with that car if you want to. Pull your car over there. And guess what's going to happen? You're going to be right over there with them. Right on there. Because misery. Y'all already know. I knew I wasn't telling y'all nothing new. I ain't coming back no more. I'm going to bring it to you. So let God do a new thing in your life. And it starts not making resolutions. Because a resolution, you're going to break that before the third. You ain't need to waste your time with that. Resolutions is an excuse for you to tell a lie. In 2019, I ain't doing it no more. Well, you've been doing it for 20 years. Well, what's going to be different now? Don't make a resolution, make a declaration. A declaration is, I'm going with God, warts, scars, baggage. I'm going with God the way I I'm a witness, he'll change you.
Yes, you will.
It'll change. And since you just got a change gonna happen.
Oh, yes.
You look at everybody in here that got gray hair, including me, man coming in. I'm gonna get the Obama though, it's gonna be all white. Everybody in here had black hair. But guess what? You think they wanted gray hair? No. Time and change happened to everybody. Time and change. Folk got older, not because they wanted to. They took every Mary Kay product they could. But guess what? That clock just kept on going, right? It just kept on going until you made a declaration to move on up where God got you to be. Ain't no need of you running around with them 20-year-olds. You ain't 20. Ain't no need of you trying to, line dance and all that kind of stuff. You ain't got the energy for that no more. You need to stay in your life. And let God use you where he can use you at. But you fool around and be a knee specialist talking about you tried the two-step. You ain't two-stepping no more. Do what grandma and them do. You know what she do? Sit down and watch the key. God bless you on this afternoon. Let God work on your heart.
Yeah.
Let God work on your mind.
Yeah.
And if it don't work, then you can have double your misery back.
My
God bless you and may heaven smile upon you.